What is going on, everybody? You already know it's the 215 Boys post-game show. My name is Paul Spencer. That man next to me is my little brother. That is the showstopper, Dave Yarnell. And everybody, we have a special guest, fresh out of the stadium, pissed off, ready to talk to us, Jen Lewis. Jen, how you doing?
Oh, I'm mad. You said it straight. I may or may not have ran 2 red lights leaving the stadium.
What's up, Jen? Welcome to the show, Jen.
Jen's freezing there a little bit.
Jen's freezing.
Say that again?
You're freezing.
I said, welcome to the show, Jen.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen. I do appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, well, let's get into this game here, man. You know, during my pregame show, I called a score. I thought it was going to be 34-16. I thought there was maybe a charity point at the very end here, but what do we see here? Dallas didn't really have to do much today. I mean, it was just a get-right game, a get-well game, get in and get out early, move on to next week. What did you see first, Dave?
First of all, I caught the second quarter when I think it was 10-0 when I came home. Dak, he looked good today. Good throws to Shoemaker for the touchdown, which was good. And then I started Bland, which was, I'm sorry, not Bland, Lamb. Lamb. I started Lamb in the end zone, which was good. Little throws here and there that were kind of iffy, but for the most part, Dak did what he had to do. Defense looked really good today. I was very impressed with that. Of course, my man Micah had 2.5 sacks today, which he was due because he didn't have any last week. So, which was good to see. And it was a total all-around game. I mean, field goal kicker did his job, except for the extra point. But other than that, I mean, nice, and it was good. It was a well-coached game, in and out, got the W, and move on to Thursday.
I agree. Jen, what did you see with this game?
I saw a lot of hot potato before the game for the week leading up to it. I feel like my organization is coaching and being run scared right now. I have walked out of the stadium before feeling deflected.
Jen, you there? Got a little lag going on from Jen there.
Yeah, she's freezing it down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dave, we'll get back to Jen once he comes back here. But yeah, I agree with you. The offense didn't have to do much today, Dave. Honestly, it was a game that it was Dallas's game all the way through. I mean, Dak didn't have the greatest game. He didn't have to, Dave. Coming off of a 374 game with the Eagles, 404 last week with the Giants, of course. 8 touchdowns total in the last 3 weeks. Today, 25 for 38. Great numbers, Dave, but 189. Didn't have to do much today, Dave, at all.
No, he really didn't, which was good. That's what you kind of needed coming off this, these 2 games in the next, 4 or 5 days, which is really good because we saw Cooper Rush in the fourth quarter, which I was happy to see. That kind of made my day. But at the end of the day, you got the win, which was good, and you're moving on to Washington on Thursday, and hopefully things continue to roll the way they're going.
Yeah, Mike's checking in, says, good game, boys. They're looking good. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, I mean, they're clicking at the right time, I mean, right now, the worst thing about the worst thing is, we'll bring Jen back in here. You there, Jen? Okay, no problem.
Tried a different browser.
No problem. The thing is, Dave, like we all talk about this game, Thanksgiving Day, we can't bitch about it, of course. Cowboys fans, we know 3 games in 18 days. It's hard to do every year.
It's not easy.
So That's what's good about this game. You get in early. I don't care what the score is. I can care less if the game was 7-6 today. I really don't.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Get in, get out fast, get these starters rest because, Dave, like I said on the pregame show, you're traveling, you're at home, of course, so you're going to go home, get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow, you're going to the facility. You're just walking around and looking around today. That's all you're doing tomorrow. You're not going to really have a hard practice tomorrow. Tuesday, you're going to hit the bags really hard. 11 on 11s, full practice. Wednesday, you're going to walk through. Thursday, you're showing up to the game. You have 1 day of practice this week. So get in and get out healthy. Thank God we played the Carolina Panthers. Sorry to say that, Jen, but I'm glad we played them today.
No,
I get it.
Jen, to me, you play who's in front of you. That's pretty much where it stands. And they actually, the thing to me was today, I don't care if you won 7-6, like Paul said earlier, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But my point is, we got out of there healthy going into Thursday, which is a good thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And because I think you're going to have a really tough game against the Commanders. They're always going to step up against you guys. Mm-hmm. So, and no offense, I'm kind of partial to the Commanders head coach. I loved Ron Rivera here. I think he may be coaching a little scared right now himself.
I think he's playing for his job, coach for his job right now.
Coach for his job.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Ron Rivera is probably the coach. I won't say he's the best coach in the league, but I will say, in my humble opinion, I think he has the most integrity of any head coach in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I can agree with that. That's absolutely right. And when he was with Carolina, he actually did well there. If I remember, didn't they make playoffs a couple times when he was there?
Yeah, we were the first team in the NFC South to actually bring the NFC South championship home 3 years in a row.
I thought he did well there. Yeah, I knew he did.
They lost to Denver the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we lost to Denver. There was some I don't know. Today, just like,
well,
I'm mad.
To me, Carolina's growing. They're growing with this quarterback. He's Brandon. He rookie this year. He's a rookie this year, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's only going to grow. He's going to only grow as each game goes by, and you'll see flashes of him getting better.
Yeah,
I disagree. I don't think he'll get better.
I think he will.
My only problem with Bryce Young, it isn't his size. It isn't that. Petite athletes, and I've said this to you before, Paul. Petite athletes in the Carolinas have done well. Look at Muggsy. Look at Christian. Look at Steve Smith. I can go on and on and on. We Jake isn't that big for Jake Delhomme, quarterback who took us to our first Super Bowl. Not that tall. I mean, he's not short. He's not Bryce short, but I'm just saying. My issue is I don't think Nick Saban's a good quarterback coach. I think he's a great, excellent college coach. Everybody has a weakness. I think with Saban, it's being a quarterback coach.
I kind of disagree with that. I think Saban is a great quarterback coach. He goes with the philosophy for his scheme. If you look at the word I want to use, just like the Eagles fans use out there, a lot of media called Jalen Hurts a systematic quarterback, a product of the system. To me, very false. He's a prototype elite quarterback who can run the ball, throw the ball, read defenses now, worked on his arm. With Bryce Young, he was a product of the system. What he had at Alabama, he had Waddle, he had all these great, all these wide receivers coming out of there. That's to me where this kid, I've watched all his games, and to me, he is not the pocket quarterback that Carolina needs. Carolina needs a different kind of quarterback that can mobilize the system, be a little bit more elite on the boundaries. This kid is like a deer in headlights. I said during a college show, I was like, this kid is not going to be anything in the pros. He is not.
We needed AR. If we were going to draft this year, we needed AR. Personally, I would have kept Sam Darnold and PJ Walker, and I would have drafted this coming year. I would have gone for Drake May. So Chicago, enjoy Drake May, do him well. That's all I can say. Because we need a mobile quarterback who has a high ceiling. And I don't mind. Bryce can do it. His size, everybody fixates on his size. Sure, he could get injured more easily. However, he can scramble.
That's why I was surprised he didn't run much today. That's what I thought he would.
He could have gotten sacked a lot more.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
The problem is what you actually gave up to get Bryce Young.
Yeah, DJ Moore, first round draft pick.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Second round draft picks.
You're looking at the Bears right now being number 2 number 1 actually. They won. They lost today, but
they lost today.
But being 2 and 5 and 2 and 6 in the draft for next year, they're loaded thanks to the Carolina Panthers. If they want to get rid of Justin Fields, hey, why not get rid of him? Go after whatever you want, a Caleb Williams, a Michael Penix, Bo Nix, Drake May, whoever it may be. And then hell, you know what? Depending on how the draft falls, guess what? You might have Marvin Harrison on the wide receiver as well. 2 top 5 players in the draft next year, thanks to you guys wanting, Bryce Young.
Yeah, and I just think that they came in too hot, too heavy. With wanting Bryce, and I mean, even the Texans came out this past week and said CJ was always our guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're cute, Mike, but thank you. I would have preferred to have had Steve Wilkes as our head coach and Reich as our OC. That was my preference all along, because Reich does not understand. He was our first quarterback, but he only started us for 3 games in 95. And the Carolina Panthers O-line actually stood up a lot better today than the past. Bryce just held on to the ball far too long. Like, that was on Bryce. I know I looked away at one point for a nanosecond, and all of a sudden I see Taylor Moton standing over a Cowboys player who had landed on top of Bryce. And I was like, wait, what did I miss? But Bryce, I looked away after Bryce had thrown the ball and it had been completed. And I looked down and I see Taylor standing over that. And I've been fortunate to know Taylor, and really good guy, but he's a mountain of a man. Really good guy. One of the best guys that I've ever met in my life.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got to give credit to the offensive line for the Carolina Panthers in ways, bad ways and good ways. I mean, we know Dallas's defense gives up some running yards. We've seen that the last couple of games, regardless of if we play. The backs just run all over us at some point. Not every down we bend where we don't break. But this O-line actually created some holes for Chuba and for Miles this game too. I was very
they did. Yeah, they did.
Miles easily had the best game he's had with us today. Easily.
Yeah. Who's that?
Miles Sanders.
Oh, Miles. Yeah, he did. He did.
But I do feel like we should have kept Deontay Foreman. I've said that before. Deontay Foreman was great for this line. He did phenomenal last year after we traded Christian. And he was less than Miles.
But I did see a lot of talking today about Adam Thielen on the sidelines. Anything on that?
Adam.
All he did was talk all day. Like he wouldn't stop yakking to the referees. It was every time he got a play, he got upset.
Because there was we got no calls, and there was 2 calls that I saw that Adam asked, and Adam rarely asks for a flag, but Adam asked for a flag a couple of times today because there was holding. But what I said before the show, I won't say it on air, led to my question,
right?
Because Cowboys got a lot of calls that were kind of suspect, and we got none.
No, what to me is I don't see Adam Thielen doing that. I've watched him all his Minnesota career. I've never seen him really talk the way he did today. I was very rare about that.
He was mad because it was obvious. It was blatant favoritism, and that's part of the reason why I'm so mad. Call the game fairly.
Well, finally we got some calls. We got some calls for us. Then I guess finally it all pays off.
Yeah, finally
season for us.
Yeah.
Voluminous calls, but honestly, I don't think the game. I don't think the game would have been close, even with the calls that you say you should have got. I don't even think it would have been close.
I agree with that, but I just never saw Adam Thielen that upset like he was today. That was first for me.
He had a right to be mad.
I mean, looking at stats today, I don't understand this. 233 yards total offense for the Carolina Panthers. Is this defense elite for the Dallas Cowboys?
No.
We get our takeaways. We had sacks today. I don't see what the problem is. I mean, we gave them what. I mean, to me, we let up what 10 points. I mean, that's to me that's not a bad day. I don't care.
Where do you see it not elite, Jen?
Honestly, you're playing us. I mean, straight up, I don't think you can say that it was an elite team defense.
But okay, you say we're playing you. I get that, but to me, we have to play Thursday night too, so we don't want any injuries. So that to me, we gave what we gave.
I'll give you that. You had no injuries, and half of our defense is injured. Shaq is still out. Brian Burns came back today. Then he was slightly injured, but he got up on his own. He did get a standing ovation from the Panthers fans that were there. Dante had a good Action Jackson had a really good game today, but I don't know.
I mean, this was the first time I've seen Carolina all season. Honestly,
offense today, and I can't even blame it on the O-line, but we gave so much away on the offense today. We really did, and I mean, admittedly, we gave y'all a lot of yardage that was stupid. That was just stupid.
You gave us 13 points total, just by keeping a drive alive with fundamental plays, fundamental bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fundamental stupid stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Dallas didn't have to do much. Dallas only had 311 yards total offense as well, but they didn't have to do anything. They just came out.
The defense did most of the work today. I mean,
of course. I mean, let's talk about it. This one guy that, I don't know who this guy is, Dave. Some people mention this guy's name even during the draft. Some people, I don't know who it was, Jen. Honestly, I have no idea who we're talking about here. But I remember we were watching one show talking about it, and this one Asian guy came on here and said, I'm telling you, you remember this guy's name, Deron Bland. Who's he? Remember his name. I'm telling you, just remember this guy's name. Give him 2 years. He's going to be elite. Dave, I think that guy was correct, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on the money on that call. No doubt about it. Deron Brand, his 4th touchdown of the season, 4th pick six. The kid has, 6 interceptions already, Paul? Something like that?
6 interceptions, 4 pick sixes.
6 picks, 4 for touchdowns. This kid's elite. I mean, he's really, really – I mean, and it's funny because taking over for Diggs, when Diggs went down, we were all like, oh, no, But this kid has really, set the bar high and stepped up big time for the Cowboys. I got to be honest.
Every single day is an interview. And every single game is –
Yeah, I mean, he's just showing what he's about, Yeah. And he's a ball hog.
The greatest thing is the future, Dave, when Gilmore's out next year, because you know what, he's to my vote, he can walk his butt right on out of here. Bring Diggs back next year, and you have Deron Bland on the slot there. Let him run corner to corner. You have the 2 top corners right there for us. I'm cool with that. But Dave, the pregame show, I did say I didn't want to totally Pollard to come out here and excel that running game, get that running game.
Yeah.
Still, Dave, 12 carries. He averaged 5 today, 12 carries, 61 yards, had 1 burst for 22, 1 touchdown. But, Dave, I want to see the running game pick up a little bit better here with this offensive line because we had 5 starters in there this week.
It's funny. The touchdown that Pollard had, I thought it was a flag on us. I really did. The way they were talking about it, because the announcer was saying, "Oh, there's a flag on the Cowboys." I'm like, "Okay, bring it back." And I get holding on. I was like, "Is Carolina?" I was like, "Oh wow!" Really shocked me on that. I didn't see that.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Yeah,
there were several times we got the call against us when it really should have gone against.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that was the one call that I really thought that it was against us. I just did. But
there was a call at the end. There are 2 calls at the end of the second quarter, and the one that really, really got my blood boiling, I had to take an extra blood pressure medication pill.
The one drive when Dallas went down the field, not to cut you off, I'm sorry about that. But the one drive with that Dak was going down the field, and you guys had 3 penalties right in a row. I mean, it went bang, bang, bang.
Yes, the last 2. Okay, so the horse color face mask, it was actually 4 penalties, but that was only 15 yards. But that was on Xavier Woods. Mm-hmm. He should have never done that. 100%. I own those 2 penalties. 100%. The 2 follow-up flags, though.
Well, how about the pushing it back to the pushing it back to Turpin? I mean,
we didn't have that was later on.
I'm saying, but that was a major penalty right there.
Yeah. That was stupid too. But I want to know what happened before that because he doesn't act like that. Mm-hmm. So what happened before that I missed that wasn't shown on TV? Something happened because I've never, ever, ever seen him do that. Never. That's not in his MO.
Right.
But there was the very last call. We literally we got a call against us for unnecessary roughness when a Cowboy player tripped his teammate and then landed on top of him. Somehow that was our fault. And gave you guys another 10 years.
I must have missed that one.
But
you went to go get a drink or something. I don't know.
I'll go back and look at that one. I will.
looked at my dad and I was like, my dad never cusses. One of the most pious men you're ever going to meet without being a Bible thumper. But a very good man. He was like, that's a bullshit call. Sorry for saying that.
Well, if you watch the game, like Dave knows, I get every channel. I get different views of the game, of course. I tell you what, there was a lot of holding calls missed on Carolina. On the stunts coming off the edges there. I get a different view. I watch the blimp view on every play. You guys get the sideline view. The view that I get is the blimp view. So I get to see it behind the offensive line 90% of the time. I can go to 2 different channels and watch the sideline view or the blimp view with the program that I have. There was a lot of holding calls that are never called. This is not our game. It's every game. I could take a video clip of probably at least 30 to 40 calls that are not even called in every game. I mean, it happens, of course. We all know that, of course, but it happens. You're never going to. I coached in PI, I refed in PI AA, and it's the hardest thing to do. You get caught up in a moment. You're looking at the offensive line. The offensive line actually just looks at between from the tackle to the other side, 3 yards downfield. That's all he sees. It's the back judge who has to watch the quarterback, has to watch the offensive line for holdings. The backfield judge looks at the holding from the opposite side as well, or like a hands to the face of that. But I don't think it would have mattered, honestly. I mean, finally we got calls for us either way, but.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, there were missed holding calls on both sides of that ball that I saw. But That happens every single game.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. That happens in every single game, and I understand that. It's just some of the. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. My husband's calling me. It's really important. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Sure. Take your time.
But here's Dave. What I wanted to say is the one thing that I really like to see today is the Cowboys actually threw the ball around today. Listen,
yes,
Lamb. Okay, Lamb's going to get his. He didn't have the big game today. I knew he wasn't going to have a big game today. I said the beneficial factor is probably going to be Brandon Cooks or with the tight ends. Lamb got 6 balls, 38 yards. Cooks got 3 for 42. Ferguson, man, he shows up.
Fergie did show up. Yeah, he did.
And the thing is, I love Schoonmaker. We talked about that tight end, that Michigan connection, Dave. Mozzie Smith, Schoonmaker. I'm very happy about this guy because to me, Schoonmaker, I would have told you, he's like the Jason Whitney. He comes into the league. He's more of a pass blocking tight end. He's starting to use that hybrid size, those hands out there. We've seen that on the touchdown with him. So I'm glad to see Schoonmaker got involved here because next week we play the Washington. I don't give a damn. Washington Redskins to me. Sorry.
Commanders, but that's fine.
We play them. They have our number. The NFC East is a different animal. No matter what your record is, it's going to be a harder test. They're going to get after us. They know schemes to get to us. They know that. So I think next week we're going to use a different personnel. I'd like to see 2 tight ends like we did tonight.
I agree with you what you're saying, and I'm with you 100% on that. But I think today's loss to the Giants really put Washington in a hole, and I think that just might. I don't think it's. I mean, for them to come back on Thursday is going to be rough. A little tough for them. I think. I just have that. If they would have won today, coming into Dallas, confident level higher. But since losing to the Giants today, that kind of takes confidence a little bit. A little under 50-40%. So that's just me. I could be wrong.
When you lose a division rivalry game,
right? Well, and you lose to a two-win team. I mean, come on.
That's going to piss me off more. I'll be pissed.
No offense, Dan. No offense, Dan. But I'm just saying. To me, that's just like that. That's your confidence levels not going to be as high going into Dallas Thursday night or Thursday afternoon.
Who do you think I'm going to put the blame on for that, Dave?
For what? For
the Redskins.
What? For their loss today?
No, not their loss today. For next week, you said they're down and mentally down. Who am I going to blame for that? I'm blaming Ron Rivera then. If they come
I was going to say a combination of Rivera and Sam Howell, kind of like because.
It all starts with your head coach. If he walks in that locker room and says, "You know what, next man up next week, no big deal. Short-term memory. You go out next week."
Well, I get it. I mean, but sometimes short-term memory, like you're going in. If you would have won today, I think their confidence would have been really high.
The Giants are a very big sore spot with Ron, and it's always. I think actually the Giants kind of own the rivalry with Ron. I'm
kind of surprised, but that surprises me big time. I don't understand that.
2015, when the Panthers went undefeated, with the exception of the loss to Atlanta, we had played the Giants the week before. And that's when Josh Norman and OBJ got into it on the field a lot. I don't know if y'all remember that or not. But honestly, it was bad. I was surprised nobody was ejected. During that game. The next week, we lost our one game until the Super Bowl and to the Falcons. I have always credited the Giants with that loss because of how bad they played with the mental on our, especially defense. So.
No, I see what you're saying, and I get it. I just don't. What blows my mind is how come Sam Howell could have 2 great games against the Eagles. Okay, and play his butt off the way he did, and it gave him the competition, and play that way against the Giants. I just don't understand that.
It's matchups. It's matchups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matchups.
Okay.
I mean, match up better with other teams. Honestly, I don't care if you're 9-0 versus 0-9. That one win.
But Washington was a 9-point favorite today. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's good on my pick 'em.
Point spreads don't mean anything in this league, Dave. You know what? I don't care if I play a 9-0 team. You know what? If I know the scheme of what they do and I know their tendencies, I can beat any team.
I get any given Sunday. I get some teams have your number, but to me, it's just I just don't understand. Like I really think if on paper the Washington's better than Giants, but according, I don't get it.
And they may have gone in too cocky.
That's a possibility too. True.
I mean, because that does happen. I don't know. I don't think the Cowboys went in too cocky today.
No, they wouldn't take care of business and get home. That was the plan today for them.
To the fan that was sitting behind me, you needed to have shut up at some point, dude. Like, literally, you are annoying me, and it's hard to annoy me at a game because I'm pretty chill.
Right.
Except for my own team. Just saying. You were obnoxious. That play didn't feel like
fans get out of hand sometimes. You know that, Jen. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Dave, there was one player that I think should be demoted this week. Can you guess who it was, Dave?
Say it one more time.
There was one player on this Dallas Cowboy team that I'm almost this close to kicking him off the team.
Yeah, Jordan Lewis. I know.
Yeah, again.
I know you're tired of Jordan Lewis. You said that earlier.
Do you agree or no?
I know I'm a Jordan Lewis guy. I'm a fan. Him coming off the injury. No, I'm a fan because him coming off the injury last season didn't really get a chance to play, and now he's coming back, and he's. I mean, I agree. He's not showing signs of Jordan Lewis that we know, but at least he's on the field. He got dinged up last weekend, which I was a little concerned with because he had to go in the tent, so I didn't know where that was going from. But you know me, I'm a Jordan Lewis guy. I always have been. So I'm going to defend him until,
Real quick, Dave, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a real quick trivia question today, okay, regarding this game today. How good you watched this game? Did you see one player from offense play linebacker tonight?
One player from offense.
It was on the offense, not at the starting offense, but one player on our offense played linebacker tonight. Did you see who it was?
No.
One of your favorite fullbacks.
My favorite fullback?
The only fullback we have on the team.
Hunter
Lemke played linebacker.
Did he really? I didn't see it. I must have missed it.
And got a solo tackle.
Oh, wow. I missed that. Where was I?
It was in the fourth quarter. I don't know.
See, Jen, he tries to play with my mind all the time. It makes me think. That's what he does.
If it makes you feel any better, Dave, I was driving home at that point. I left after the interception and the pick six.
Okay. Gotcha.
But he never left a game early before.
He plays with my mind so much. I don't know what I'm coming or going. I got to think about it for a lot of times.
I tell you, I was watching. I had to rewind it for a second. I had 4 games on at once, and I was like, wait a minute, who the hell's that? Because he said Tyler Lipkin. I'm like, wait. I rewound it. I'm like, holy crap, he actually made a solo tackle.
Hunter made a tackle. Nice.
I don't know if I was a fly on the wall or a media credential, I would ask Dan Quinn, what happened here? I know he got a tackle, but why is your starting fullback playing linebacker? Was there a miscommunication where they just needed an extra man to run out on the field? That happens. Of course.
That could be. That could have been a possibility.
Insane. I couldn't believe it either. But no, I mean, I don't know. Jen, where do you go from here?
Time out. Before we go there, Jen, real quick, who does Carolina have next up? What's the next game?
Green Bay.
Oh.
No. Who do we have next up?
I don't know.
Green Bay is on Christmas Eve. Hold on.
Okay.
I know it's not a home game. I know it's an away game. We're playing the Titans.
Okay.
And then we're playing the Buccaneers, then the Saints, all away games. Wait. Why are we playing the Falcons in Atlanta again?
You only played them once already.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
I don't know. I have no idea.
And then our next home game. I don't know. I know that the next tickets on my app are for the Packers, but my dad's giving those to a neighbor because he's a huge Panthers and Packers fan.
Gotcha. No, I was just curious to see who they were playing. That's all.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Yeah. No.
So where do you go? Where do you go from here, Jen? I mean, you're sitting at 1-9 here. You're just going to tank the season because honestly, I'll tell you the truth. If I'm the head coach, Dave knows how I am. If I'm out there, I got a championship game this weekend, of course, but I'm going out there to my team saying, hey, look, everybody sit your ass down here. Very simple. A lot of people out there in the media say tank to get this person. Well, they must be non-existent because we don't have a damn draft pick to get anybody this year. We have holes. One piece is not going to fill these holes that, all the water's coming in to fill. We need a damn army of people to come in and fill this team. So you better get your ass on the field and start winning some games and playing with the one thing that I tell every one of my players. It's right here. It's in your heart. You play with your heart. You don't leave anything on the field. I could care less if you lose the game, but give me some effort out there, number one. Where do you go from here?
We need to build our culture back up. That is what Steve Wilkes did. As soon as Matt Rule was fired, he brought back Keep Pounding. He brought in Protect the Bank because Tepper has to have his own individual identity. Well, you know what, David? This ain't the freaking Steelers. You aren't a minority owner anymore. You are the sole owner. You, sir, under the last 5 years of ownership, have tanked my team by allowing a dipshit from a college school who is barely average to come in and destroy my culture. Not just a football culture, But y'all have to understand, Keep Pounding went into these cities around us, into the states around us, even Southern Virginia. Now, come on, get your heads out your asses. You know what, David? You fired a soccer coach after he took you to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Second year in, second coach in. You fire him. I'm not telling you to fire Reich. I'm telling you screwed up by not hiring Reich as the OC and keeping Wilkes as your OHC. That's where you screwed the pooch, baby. Because now we've got a coach who actually played with Sam Mills, who gave us our culture. And you know what? Here's the thing. Today was the Keep Pounding game. First of all, every single game should be Keep Pounding. Okay? Every single freaking game should be Keep Pounding. But you, David Tepper, have to take and decide you want your own identity. Well, you know what, sir? I understand that. But you know what? This is a team. These are PSL owners who've been owners since 95. And you are alienating us. You give us subpar concessions. There's no ice in the second half, guys. Come on. Especially yeah. Like today I spent $55 on a beer, a drink, and 2 barbecue sandwiches. The barbecue sandwiches were burnt. They're coming from a crock pot. Come on, guys. Y'all are up north. Y'all know that's not cool. Like, it takes special talent to burn barbecue in a crock pot. And it's just everything. David Tepper, bring back Keep Pounding. Bring it back every single game. And you know what? You don't know enough about football, sir. So you let your football people do the football stuff. You run the NFL business side. That's what you're good at, dude. You're good at business. You're good at taking dumpster fires and turning it around. Well, you know what? You let Scott Fitterer do his job. You make him stop taking heat because of your lackadaisical, horrible choices. That's where we go. We burn the whole freaking place down and we build up. And please, David, please sell my team. Sell my team to somebody else because you're not getting it.
So you just want to blow it up.
I want him gone. I want Tepper gone at this point because he let Matt Rule come in. It's going to take 5 years to recover what Rule did to my team. I met Matt Rule a couple of times. Before his wife and family moved to Charlotte,
right.
He stayed where we lived. There were corporate Panther apartments. Rule was staying there. We bumped into each other 3 times. I would always say, "Excuse me," until the 3rd time, because he would always give me a really dirty look and and you know what look. Because neither one of us can walk and text. All right, I'm just saying we can't. And I finally looked at him and said, "Sir, you're in the actual South now. Here you say excuse me or pardon me when you run into a lady." And what I know for a fact, because I had a lot of players living in my building, he never had control of that locker room. The only reason, and Chuba has done a great job after Matt Rule went away, but the only reason we drafted Chuba was because his wife said if they didn't draft him, they were going to have a fight.
Wow.
Like, everybody blames Nicole Tepper. No, back that bus up. You got to go back to Mrs. Rule there. If I told my husband how to do his job, first of all, Wells Fargo would be screwed. Second of all, I don't know how to do his job at all. I need to stay in my lane. But yeah, no. I think Tepper needs to either sell the team or he needs to back out of the actual football operations side and let Fitterer do his job. Because Fitterer did well. Yes, I agree. 100% I agree.
Sold the farm for him. We sold the farm for him.
Yeah, we did. Because think about it. How good would Bryce Young look if he had DJ Moore? If he still had Christian? How good would he look? Even if he had Deontay Foreman?
Yeah. I don't think he would have looked good at all, honestly.
You don't think he would have looked better with DJ?
I think with DJ Moore he would.
No,
I think he would.
Everybody looks good with DJ Moore.
It doesn't matter who you can throw the ball to if you can't protect your quarterback. Look at Alabama. What make Mac Jones, that offensive line and the wide receivers? That's where you got to keep your
that's the same thing.
Upright. Got to keep them upright. This Carolina team cannot keep any quarterback. I don't care if you have Jalen Hurts out there. You have Jalen Hurts out there. He's going to die out there too. But this offensive line is just horrendous.
Look at Cam. We haven't done a lot of improvement since Greg Olsen left. Since they made Jordan Gross retire on the left side, We truly haven't. Icky's doing an okay job. He's growing. He's in his second year. So his rookie year, he was blowout. But, I'm just saying, I mean, NC State's given us some good guards and tackles, but maybe get out of NC State's pocket. Just saying.
I think you guys got to hit or miss in the
draft. Go somewhere else besides NC State, for saying.
It's not going to happen next year. You guys are on probably a 4 to 5 year window right now.
And I honestly agree with you. Like, we were talking. I don't, like I said earlier, and you said no. Like all the wide receivers, I think Nick Saban's an amazing wide receiver coach. He knows how to make that scheme work. He's a great tight end coach. I have my doubts because look at it, Tua, Jalen. How many years removed from Nick Saban have they been before they started really showing out? And
good point.
Still doesn't have a great second half. Like he really doesn't. And any Eagles fan will say the same thing. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. It's not spectacular.
No.
Like, the Eagles D keeps them more alive than anything else.
Well, that they have a good running game too at times. So.
They do, yeah. And I'm not knocking Jalen because he's a great quarterback. Just saying, how many years removed from Nick Saban is Jalen before he really started making a lot of shows?
Well, then you got to look at Alabama. Alabama's a system quarterback is what they are. They're a farm system quarterback. Jalen Hurts, I can't say anything negative about this guy, even though he's an Eagle. Dave knows when the Eagles drafted him, I said I want him in the second round to back up Dak right away. This kid lost his job to Tua, got you to the championship, lost his job. Tua gets hurt, rides in the SEC game. He's a winner. He goes to Oklahoma, second in the Heisman Trophy winner. You look at Mac Jones. Hell, I could have played quarterback on this Alabama team and got to the national championship with what they have with Mac Jones. Then he's
struggling. He's really struggling in New England, though.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's struggling right now. He has nobody to do it. He's a system quarterback. You look at Jalen Milroy right now at Alabama. The dude is a prototype quarterback where all he does is run the ball. That's all he does. That's all Jalen Milroy does. But the defense is winning. Any quarterback under the Saban philosophy can win a championship easily. Yeah. It's very simple. He's not a quarterback factory. A lot of people look at that. They're great. Some good quarterbacks out there. You look at all the quarterbacks. Go back down to what the hell is his name? What the hell is his name? McElroy. Greg McElroy. Was he in Alabama?
Yeah.
Nope. He was Alabama. But regarding that, Dave, I want to ask you. Eddie makes up a good comment here. Pollard needs more carries.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But for what he had today, he got that one big carry was huge for the touchdown. So
yeah, Eddie, I appreciate checking in. He's actually a Cowboy fan.
And that was his second one since week one. So
yeah, Eddie's a Cowboy fan. He checks in all the shows here. Eddie, thanks for checking in, brother. I agree. I agree with that. He definitely needs. I want to see him between 20 to 25 carries per game, no matter who you play. But this game, Eddie, I don't know if you agree with me here, but they had to get in and get out, man. You got 3 games.
Yeah, but Pollard's not a 20. He can be, but I'd rather split the carries for Rico, to be honest with you. That's just me.
Well, Rico was coming in with that hip pointer too, Dave.
True, that's right. Good point. I forgot. Okay, that's true.
So you had to give him more, but they didn't have to do much. They didn't have to do much. The field possession game was in favor of Dallas all game today.
Pretty much.
They didn't have to move the ball at all, really. Jen say that's my girl Jenny speaking the truth. There you go.
she knows her stuff, that's for sure.
Eddie says Jalen is in my top cube. I agree. Right now he's number 2 to me, regardless of what people say. That's to me.
Who Jalen top 3?
Eddie, I agree. Probably number 2. I agree with you 100%. There we go.
I'm guessing Mahomes won.
AJ McCarron, thank you. There's another one too. Greg McElroy, AJ McCarron. Look at these QBs coming back from Alabama.
Is that where you're going with that?
What do you mean?
I said I'm guessing Mahomes at 1.
Yeah, Mahomes you got to knock off the champion first.
Okay, I know. I'm just saying. She said top. He said top 3, so I'm thinking. I guess saying Mahomes at 1.
Yeah, 3 is still wide open. There's tier 1, tier 2. Then tier 3 is really when you want to throw anybody into the ring. Honestly, my tier 3. There's.
Gotcha.
But yeah, AJ McCarron, Greg McElroy from Alabama. They're system quarterbacks. But it's to me like it is what it is. But we'll see. But Jen, where do you go from here? You guys don't have a draft pick next year, basically in the first round. So what do you do, Jen?
Jen, I forgot that you didn't have a draft pick. That slipped my mind. Until you just said that.
A lot of people forget
that. 2 years. Next 2 years.
Because I'm thinking to myself, like I was just going to ask you that. I'm thinking to myself, that's right. They don't have a draft pick. I just slipped my mind.
Free agency?
Good idea.
That's a lot of holes. That's a lot of holes and a lot of money in free agency.
Okay, straight up, I'd love to have Stephon Gilmore back. Honestly, you guys are lucky.
You want him?
I love Stephon Gilmore. I mean, I truly do.
I'm a fan too, but Paul's not so much of a fan. But I am.
You look at the entire game there. You look at what he does on the field. Like I watch different things. I speed it back and watch. Like even if it's a touchdown, I'll go back and watch Gilmore play on his side of the ball. And Dave knows, like we talk off camera here, and I'm like, this son of a bitch can't catch a cold. He can't play off the ball anymore. He can't play.
He had a nice post-game speech today.
Well, I don't care about post-game speech.
I didn't hear it. I was
in the locker room. It was a nice post-game speech. It wasn't much, but it was something.
I was so mad after the game. I actually went and got an iced coffee.
Nice. Nice.
But where do you go, Jen? I mean, free agency, you can't do much there. I mean, there's a lot of, this isn't college where you get the transfer portal anymore, where people want to come to you. What are you going to do?
We have to bring back our culture. I know people are like, oh, that's silly, that's stupid. But honestly, that's what builds us. That's what builds any team. Like straight up. I think Mike McCarthy finally fed into the Cowboys culture. And I mean, and here's the thing, Reich played with Sam Mills. But where do we go? We've got to go somewhere. I don't know what to do. We need to still work a little bit on our offense. We need a really good backup for Shaq because Shaq's not getting any younger. And I'm worried about the injury that he suffered second game of the season where it took him out all season long. And I love Shaq. Like I've been happy because he's retweeted me a couple of times. So
is Miles Sanders the answer?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Eagles. He had his best game today.
Well, did he just sign like a 4-year deal with the Carolina Panthers?
No, 2.
Oh, 2. Okay, sorry. That was 4.
No. 2 years. No, and here's the thing. He costs more than Deontay Foreman. So if I'm the Carolina Panthers, if I'm Fitterer, I get Foreman back.
Okay.
Because I don't think he has maybe just a 1-year deal with the Bears.
Right.
I tried to get PJ Walker back as a backup quarterback also and punt returner. But then I also look at some of the current punt returners that we have, and I put them in my wide receiving core because I only had one wide receiver today.
Adam Thielen.
Yeah. Yeah.
From what I saw.
Yeah. I mean, we have a couple others. Well, Mingo was out there, but I don't think he got anything.
He had 1 for 6.
Okay. He had 1 for 6 things. There's a couple others, but like our tight ends are all injured. Like bump up some of our punt returners. The guy, Smith something, I can't remember this hyphenated last name, that did the punt return for a TD against the Bears.
Irish Marsetti. Smith Marsetti.
Yeah. Thank you.
Marsetti.
Yeah. He pump him up. Bump him up. Like, why isn't he one of my wide receivers or my tight ends? Why? Because you know what? That punt return that I did see him against the Bears, but that was so reminiscent to me of Steve Smith. I said that during the game. I started going to the games, and I loved going to the games. Like I was talking with my dad today. My first professional game was in '96 against the Miami Dolphins, watching Dan Marino. And I'd made my dad mad earlier because I was late to the game and I couldn't figure out how to get my ticket. I made my dad leave a seat and come get me. And because I was in college. And he but watching Dan Marino throw that ball, that was amazing. That's where my love came from. Started with Panthers. Then I watched Steve Smith in his first home game as a Panther return a ball for what, a 96-yard touchdown as a punt returner.
Oh, wow.
2 weeks later, he was a wide receiver. So promote Smith Marsetti. That's what I would do. I would definitely work on our special teams because we need help in that area. They're pretty okay. But I felt like today there were a couple of times there were some holes on the ground when y'all when we were trying to return punts and we didn't do jack. Now, it was only a couple of times, but I and I want to work on our kicking. I kept going, come on, like Hecker, come on. I can see you getting like to the 1 yard line. I've seen you do this time and time again. Just do that. Don't give them 25 freaking yards.
All right. So we know where Paul's point of view is to play the season out. What is your point of view? Should they play it? Should they tank it? What do you think?
We should play it. You don't get to this caliber of athlete to take a season.
I mean, after being 1-9, I'm thinking, would you just keep playing hard, or is it just
what do you have to tank for? You don't have draft.
Yeah, we have nothing to tank for. So
that's true. I get it, but I'm saying my point is, you're 1-9. Do you just play it out, see where it lands, or just keep playing hard and see where you?
We keep playing hard, and we stop playing hot potato with the coaching responsibilities.
Okay.
Like, Greg needs to decide if he's going to be a head coach or an OC. I mean, Thomas Brown sounded like a man and a leader when it was announced Reich was taking it back.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I can't stand media or fans that say tank. I don't care if you're.
I'm not saying they should tank. I'm asking her what's the better thing to do. Is my question.
If my team was 1-9,
we play 100%. Okay, then that's great. Okay, I'm all for it.
Culture. That's what needs to happen. They need to bring back that damn culture.
To me, losing can be so contagious, and then you get so upset with it. It's like even though you play hard, you still get the same result.
Then who do you blame for that? Who do you blame for that?
Well, that's coaching. That's coaching.
We need more than 4 or 5 plays. That's what we got. Okay. You know what? We have that under Matt Rule. So, no.
Okay.
4 or 5 plays does not cut it.
No.
And
break out the playbook. Is that
I mean, because to me, if you're the OC, if you're OC and head coach and you only have 5 plays, you ain't that good.
No.
Here's the thing I see with Carolina.
Just are not.
Here's the thing I see with Carolina. I'm not saying I'm the greatest guru out there, but I tell you what, if I had this team, I guarantee that I could win 2 games with this season so far. Mm-hmm. The play calling to me is just so stupid that they put Bryce Young under center when this O-line is so mediocre to me. If that's me, I'm running a shotgun split back with 1 back. I don't care if it's Miles Sanders or Chuba. I don't care who it is. I'm putting double twins on both sides. I'm spreading this field out. I'm using a tight end. That's what I'm doing, because you know what, Frank Reich and whoever whatever they're called, OC, they want to call himself. To me, you're setting up this quarterback to have a Nick Foles. I mean, not Nick Foles, Carson Wentz type season. Future. You're killing this kid's mind, is what you're doing.
Yes, you are.
You want to play to your side. That's why I give Nick Saban so much credit with the quarterbacks. He plays to a quarterback system. This year is the biggest challenge for Nick Saban. Jalen Milroy. This kid has an arm, not the sharpest tool in the shed. Calling play-wise for him to read it. Mac Jones, Tua, Jalen Hurts, different breed. That's why I give him so much credit this year. They're going to make the BCS championship again this year. I guarantee that. Sitting at number 9. They'll make it. But to me, the OC and the head coaching staff is who to blame with this team. The GM, of course, too, not getting the right reads in there. The players, you have to build the system. You have way too many holes right now. Just, you're patching the ship up with one damn flex tape, and you need 5 or 6 of these. You need cartons of these.
Yeah,
so it's a long road for you guys right now. Long road. Long.
Oh, very. Like I said earlier, like I was listening, and this made sense. And actually, the pundit on the radio was a lot nicer than I. They were like, "It's going to take 5 years to recover." Mm-hmm. I was saying it would take about 7, but honestly, at this point, I feel like we are looking at 7 years.
What's the crowd?
I'm seeing Bryce regress right now.
Right. What's the crowd like? You're around the team a lot. You're around the crowd a lot. What are they saying? Like other people like in the stands. Are they saying the same thing you are, or different?
This team fucking sucks.
So here's the thing.
No, I'm curious. I just want
No. A lot of people think Tepper's trying to tank to move the team. Here's the thing. Tepper has Charlotte FC here. Tepper is trying to get MLB here. He already owns
a
new stadium or an MLB park. Mm-hmm. That being said, I don't think Tepper's trying to tank to move the team. I truly don't. Mm-hmm. Nor do I think after the debauchery that was the Rams being moved from St. Louis to LA, do I think that will be given again, honestly. But I do see like a London or German team going, but I don't think it's us. I may be completely dumb, But I mean, the man paid a ton of money to relocate a company that had been there on this property for 175 years. Like he paid a ton of money, and it's right behind the current stadium. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So I don't think we're moving. I don't think we're trying to tank. Last week, if y'all saw, did y'all watch the Bears Panthers game on TNF?
I watched a little bit of it. Didn't watch all of it.
I didn't even know the Panthers played last week. I couldn't tell.
Oh yeah, well, nobody could.
They were on Thursday night.
Yeah, I know.
Like I said,
there was one review of David Tepper that I needed to see as a fan.
Silly me.
And that was David Tepper's looking at the field, and he's just like he was in disbelief of what was going on. So I really think Tepper needs to step into the business side and get out of the football operation side. Gotcha. There have been a couple of times I've seen calls that did not look like calls the actual head coach would make. And I'm like, that came from Tepper. And I've never thought that about Jerry Richardson. I never thought Jerry Richardson caught in a play. But I thought that a couple of times about Tepper.
Wow.
And Jerry Richardson actually played in the NFL.
Gotcha.
Are they still selling out?
Huh?
Are they still selling out the stadium, even though at 1-9?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
But it's still opposing teams.
Ah, gotcha.
All right, let's get some of these comments too here. Let's see. He has Burrow at number 3. I'm just going to run through the comments here. This is a comment that I definitely agree with. Gilmore will probably be gone next season. Yeah. As I said in the for all the preseason shows, I even said DeRon Bland. He's going to be something special. Eddie, this kid is elite. I think it's going to be exactly what you said, Bland and Diggs next year. Those are going to be our corners for next year, of course.
Yep.
Foster says nothing accounts against the Bears. They're playing to keep 33. They should play to win. Rick Yo says fly, Eagles, fly. Thanks for checking in, Rich. I appreciate you, brother. Eddie says this is something I agree with here, too. Andy Dalton should be the starting quarterback.
I agree with that, too.
Panthers.
You know what? I would. That's actually a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah, they needed to have, but at this point, it's too late, and we can't sit Bryce because then it'll destroy his confidence.
And he's been there and done that, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that 100%.
We had Andy as a backup when Dak went down, so
Yeah.
Different system. Different system.
Oh, I get it. But I'm just saying that we did have Andy as a backup.
There's a different story, Dave. You can put the most elite quarterback back there, and you can't do much with this offensive line.
Oh, I agree.
I blame the OC. 100%.
Well, that would be the head coach because he took over the play calling.
You have to. You're putting just like Olsen said in the game tonight.
But I like Frank Reich though. I have nothing against Frank Reich. I think he's a good coach. I just do.
I don't like head coaches that can't coach.
He was good with the Eagles when he was OC here.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I mean, you know what? I was good back in high school too, Dave. You know what I mean?
I get it.
And it was good in the street football. But here's the thing. I think there are too many coaches that are head coach caliber with the Carolina Panthers right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's too many Chiefs, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why Reich is hanging on for dear life. He's running scared. He needs to stop running scared. He has the talent. He truly does. Taylor Moton is top 3 in the league and on the right side. So you got that. You got Icky, who was really high up there last year. So what have you done to Icky? Stop running scared. Stop playing scared. Tell David Tepper to stay in his lane. You're the head coach. Lose your cool. If you get fired because you tell the owner you don't know the game I played and I've coached and I've taken a team to the Super Bowl and won it, shut up and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Sis says, ask them if they can win against a 500 team. I guess she's a Panther fan.
Yeah, that's D. No, we can't D.
Well, I mean, looking at your record, 1-9. I mean, the Falcons aren't something to boast about. The Saints aren't something to boast about. I mean, your only win is against the Texans. I mean, you play who's in front of you. I mean, I don't know what you guys would give up to be 7-3. I'd take 7-3 versus 1-9, regardless of who I play.
I definitely would too.
I would. Hey, you play who's in front of you. Don't knock me from my schedule. You know what I mean?
That's right. It's not your fault. The schedule, so you play in front. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Rich says, I feel bad for Bryce Young. He had problem, zero confidence, and left that's due to the Panthers coaches. I hope he can hang there. I agree, man.
Listen, I agree, Rich.
Confidence is a huge thing.
Totally.
You know, my team, if my quarterback's playing well and he has one bad game, you're damn hell no, I'm going to pull my quarterback. I'm going to let him ride it. And if it's not, hey, listen, I might sit him down and say, hey, look, you know, I'm a fan of the game. You're my number one pick here. I gave up the farm. I gave you the keys to Carolina here. We gave up you're the mayor of Carolina here. So I think I'm going to sit you for the rest of the season. Ask him first. Talk to him one-on-one. Don't let the media get involved with that crap if you do that.
Right.
Don't do it. I hate that when the media gets involved. Like, oh, Frank Reich said he's going to sit him. There's always writing on the wall inside the locker room. Do it in the locker room. Talk to him and say, I don't want you to get killed, kid. How about next year we go out and get some free agents, get an O-line member to protect you and not kill you. I want you to play another day rather than get killed.
Sure.
Yeah. You know,
he's got a future ahead of him.
Dave, you have a fan. Dave, you have a fan.
Hey, there she is. That's my daughter.
Yep, what's going on, Dave? Yep.
Faith Murray.
A Cowboy fan for the next generation right there. Yep. I was asking Cowboy fans that. It's just, well, I just told you the answer, Dimitri. I just told you the answer. I mean, what would you do for a 7-3 record right now? You know, I mean, can't blame me for who we play. I mean,
I'm okay with it.
You beat who's in front of you. You know, every given Sunday we lost to the damn Cardinals. Okay, we lost to the Niners. They took us to the woodshed. We lost to the Eagles. But hey, you play 58 minutes against the Eagles. You got to play 60 against an 18.
Yeah, we played 58 minutes. The last 2 minutes, it was brutal.
Yeah. But you know, next week, I mean, do you guys bounce back at all, Jen, or what's going on here? You guys
I think they can.
I think we can. Do I think we will? No.
Agree.
Because they have a losing mentality right now.
That was my point earlier. That's what I was saying earlier.
Mm-hmm. They need to change the culture. They need to change the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Rich says if they build with the O-line through free agency, I mean, you can. I mean, that's the thing. You can go out and get 2 people through the free agency too. You know, the salary cap goes up next year, which is a good thing for all teams, of course. But you know, then again, you're looking at big contract-wise for free agents. No guy's going to come in here for a 1-year deal, being a veteran. So that's going to be hard to do. The O-line is something that the way they're built is through the draft. And I hate to say this, Jen, you know it. You don't have any draft points next year. You can't go up. You know, Joe All, I think it's Asua from Penn State, the top 2 linemen in the nation next year. Just imagine you have that
in Chicago.
next year. Mm-hmm.
Jen, do you have a 2nd-round draft pick next year?
I don't believe you do. I think you gave up your first and second. I think you.
First and second. Okay.
You do because we gave it up, but we also had one from we had 2 for Christian.
Okay.
From the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a 2nd round.
Gotcha. Yeah, they definitely miss him.
Richard Gris, so much I hate your Cowboys. Your schedule is your schedule, right? We don't make the schedule. I mean, you know, it's like I talk every year. Dave and I, when we do a 2-on-5 boy show every year, a lot of podcasts do the whole schedule preseason. We don't do that because we want to see what the 53-man roster is and how teams look going into the season. Because you look at Kansas City last year. Kansas City Eagles are 8-1. Kansas City's 7-2 right now.
7-2.
Top 2 teams, but you never know. I mean, you look at this division, NFC East last year, Dave. 4 teams playoff mode that could actually get in the playoff last year. Well, this year you got a 9-1, you got a 7-3. Damn, you got the Giants in the crack of the basement down there in Washington.
2-8, 2-9,
trying to shake their hand. You know what I mean? So every given year, you don't know who's going to be good, who's going to be bad. You know, you look at these. Here's a prime example. You look at these Thursday night games that Goodell made for the season. These Thursday night games were projected like the Jets are going to be so great with Aaron Rodgers. Look how many top games they got. They're trash. You can't blame the schedule regardless of who you play. You just got to beat who's in front of you. You know.
I was surprised, like with the big going with the Jets having so many night games this year. I totally forgot it was because of Rodgers. I wouldn't, or that was. I guess that's when they made the schedule.
And says Carolina has a 2nd rounder next year.
But it's so a shame that this Jets team is like this kid Zach Wilson is he's just bad. It's just outright bad. You know.
He says there is no confidence in the locker room. I agree with that, but that's your coaching staff. If you play for nothing, then you are nothing. That's my philosophy, you know.
Well, and here's the other thing, D. Like, hey D, I said this earlier, and I've said this to you via text. I don't think it's necessarily Federer's fault. I think Tepper's too involved without knowing what he's doing. I think Federer is taking the blame, and I think that's why Federer's job is secure.
What's this? Our GM trash Dallas fans. Y'all can have him. Who's he talking about?
Scott Federer, general manager.
Why would I want him? We got Jerry Jones. Enough of a problem. Right. You know, we're in the same boat there. You know. Why would I want him? Why would I want a problem for a problem?
Oh, speaking of Jerry Jones, he did make an announcement today, in case you were not.
Oh yeah, that was ostentatious and obnoxious.
We'll talk about that another day.
Okay,
we can do a whole show on that one. Finally,
gotcha. It was long overdue.
It was a surprising one too, because there was a lot of bad blood between them.
However, but it was definitely long overdue.
Yeah, totally, 100%. And if you look on my YouTube page, I actually got a picture with him at the Pat Summerall Awards this past year.
When it was funny because I didn't know. I came up late to the game because I came in the second quarter. I didn't know what was going on. And I looked at the game and I was like, and I saw Jerry sitting next to Jimmy. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, what am I seeing here? I was shocked when I saw that.
You know, the crazy thing is that
why did Tepper allow that?
Well, I haven't seen it in a long time, so it was kind of like, whoa, threw me off a little bit.
Well, all I'm going to say about that is,
why did Tepper allow that to happen in our stadium?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because it's the Dallas Cowboys, baby. We bring ratings to everything we do.
Well, this is true. We bring ratings. We do.
But, all I want to say is finally, we'll talk about that on
blew me away. That's for sure.
We'll talk about that on the next show because I really want to jump into that topic about, doing that. So
that's fine. That's fine.
Rich makes a great point here. Jordan Mailata, they found him in the late draft there as well. I mean, there's a lot of great linemen out there that you can pick up late, going into the draft next year. It's just doing your homework, finding the scheme that fits you. If you're a pulling team, to me, I think Bryce Young's going to be the pocket quarterback. You got to give him time. Your blind side, your two bookend tackles, your right and left, they have to be sufficient in this offense. You can't go out and get the the best offensive lineman that wants to pull. That's not going to help you. That is not going to help you. And I agree, Rich. He turned out fine. Exactly. One thing I do give credit, he says Howie Roseman is the best GM. I did that. I did a show with Joe Sullivan, that you guys check into. And I tell you, we did a whole show on Howie Roseman. And I got nothing but praise for this guy. I mean, he can pull a rabbit out of anything you want to call it. I could care less. He's one of the best GMs ever.
Well, he's made some bad mistakes in the past too.
Yeah, but he's made up for it, Dave.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
But Dave, how about before we get out of here? How about we do some little sponsors here because these guys, man, they're paying our bills here. So we got to talk about these guys before we get out of here. All right.
Go to it.
Mm-hmm. Listen, guys, if you need a lawyer out there, please call my man Jason Fine or Attorney Big Al 1-800-HURT-123. Any motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, give them a call. 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. First, the city of brotherly love that smells like trash down there. I'll be down there tomorrow, so but Philadelphia,
you can smell it for yourself.
Oh, of course I can. I smell from up here. But anyway, 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Over there, 3 Greensward Lane, Cherry Hill, New Jersey as well. Of course, my area, Pittsburgh, PA. Make sure you call 1-800-HURT-123 for any legal advice or any case advice there. If one of the live operators take your case, mention you heard us from Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. They take your call, you take your case. 2 things: no recovery, no fee. And, of course, you get the family discount, 33 1/3%. And, hell, you know what? If you call that number, you might even get me on the phone talking to you. If you take your case, 33 1/3%. Guys, it's Sunday night. This weekend's been crazy. College football, NFL tonight. We still got a game tonight. Get your coffee. Order it now. The evolution of flavor-infused coffee, bourbon, chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, Samaritan blend, the newest flavor, Perula, Florida. Make sure you use promo code OTBS Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. Get to that checkout. But, as always, before you go to the checkout, go to the swag shop. Get a Monkey Cold Coffee t-shirt, a cup, a thermal cup, a cold beer diffuser, K-cup adapters, whatever you need, get it while it's hot. Also, check out the bourbon rum cake. Christmas is coming up. Thanksgiving's coming up. Be the best, family member in the nation. Get Monkey Cold Coffee. Take it to the house. Have them enjoy it. And make sure you tell them about monkeycoldcoffee.com and make sure you use promo code OTBS Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. Wow.
Get your Monkey Cold Coffee.
Speaking of that, I got to order some. Speaking of that, I do got to order some. Yep. Last 2 comments of the night. He can't draft a receiver. This is funny. Rich says he can't draft a receiver, but he can build the lines. Hey, you know what? But in free agency, I give him credit. He can find wide receivers in free agency for nothing. Put it that way.
This is true.
I mean, more saying about our GM. We gave up Amari Cooper for a 5th round pick and a bag of stale peanuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of tomorrow's game, give me a prediction real quick. Rich has 38-20 Chiefs. I hate to say this, Dave. I already told you, I'm picking the Eagles tomorrow night. I got the Eagles 33-31. That's what I'm going to say.
Nah, I'm going to go Chiefs 28-24.
Okay. Jen, what do you have for tomorrow's game real quick?
Yeah, I was going to go Chiefs 28-21.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
I mean, they're playing at Arrowhead, and that's a hard stadium to win at.
And Miss Swift will not be in the building.
So Travis can actually pay attention to the game?
That is correct.
Patrick?
I can't stand Taylor
She will be. She's on tour, and she had an issue Friday night at her concert or something.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. So the concert rescheduled for tomorrow night is what I heard. So.
Yeah, that's true. Valid point.
Eddie says 24-17 Eagles. I agree with Eddie, but just a little bit higher scoring wise. Let's see. Casey isn't able to score points. See, that's my thing too. I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs will score. Their wide receivers, Watson's good, of course. You have Miko Hardman too, but this offense is different. This offense is different.
Picks on their linebackers all day long.
I don't know this front seven. I think
that's why I think Kelsey has a big day.
I trust Mahomes over Jalen. No offense.
I'm with you.
I don't. I think the Eagles. I hate to say it. I think the Eagles go 10-1 tomorrow night. I hate saying it, but
we'll see.
Megan,
that would be 9-1.
Megan checking in. Hey, what's going on, Megan? Megan's a Cowboy fan too, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Megan. That's my homegirl.
Thanks for checking in, Megan.
She is one of the other co-founders of 3 Chicks in a Pod, and she's also the queen of hoop. So y'all need her to talk basketball.
Definitely.
Nice.
Definitely.
Nice.
And congrats to your Rangers, Megan.
She's still bragging.
Texas Rangers, yeah.
But hey, listen, before we get out of here, on the Cowboys
wait, before we go there, Miss Jen, did you hear Aaron Nola signed a huge deal today?
Who?
Aaron Nola.
This is a football show.
I'm sorry. You said Rangers. So
sorry.
It's fine. Just go.
All right, last comment night. Rich shows. Have a good night. Hey, Rich, you as well, man. Thanks for checking in. We appreciate that as well. But as we always do on the Cowboy Show, we always end it a certain way here. We do final thoughts. Jen, you have the floor for 60 minutes. 60 minutes. Sorry.
60 minutes. Another hour?
Not 60 minutes. We've been on for 60 minutes.
Go ahead, Jen. Take it away.
Another hour, but thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.
I know you can rant for 60 minutes.
Jen can go another hour. She's good.
I will give you 60 just to give me your final thoughts on today's game and whatever you want to talk about.
I actually had no hate on the Cowboys today. We gave away the game. However, I do have an issue with the officiating with several of the calls. I have an issue on many levels. David Tepper, please bring back our actual culture. Frank Reich, make it happen. Stand up for yourself. And honestly, I can't say it was a good game because I looked mad. But congrats, Cowboys. Y'all had a good game. And go Chiefs, because if I don't say that, my other co-founder, Carrie, will beat me up. But everybody check us out on Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, 3 Chicks in a Pod, Chicks and Salsa. And it's just chicks talking sports.
Love it.
All right. Well, Davey, showstopper, what's the final thoughts, man?
Final thoughts. We took care of business today. We did what we had to do. We went in there, got the win. Nobody got hurt. No major injuries. Get ready for Thursday against Washington. Go take care of business there. And Cowboys are rolling right now. That's what we want to see. Keep going and just keep playing hard. End of story.
I agree.
Good job.
I'm glad we took care of business today, regardless of who you play. Get in, get out. Didn't have to do much. Nobody got injured. Showed a little bit, on the offensive line here. We're 5 starters coming in healthy-wise. Short week here. We're in Dallas, of course. Go home, get a good night's rest. Come tomorrow. Get a little work in tomorrow. No pads, most likely Tuesday. Get your pads ready. Let's hit. Wednesday is going to be a walkthrough. Thursday is time to show up on Thanksgiving because Paul needs to win on Thanksgiving. That's all he needs to do. And last shout out I want to say is, you guys look behind me. I got a new Christmas tree up there thanks to my adopted daughter, Chelsea, who put that Cowboys tree together for me. Appreciate it. Nothing but love.
Nice.
Appreciate that. So, guys, are you guys ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
Jen, we won't see you until maybe whatever we ever hop on. But I want to wish you and your family one hell of a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Your family as well.
And you too.
Thank you as well. But Eddie, I know what I love the last comment of the night that goes to the Cowboys' favor. I really do. I'm not.
What's that?
After this, beat those Redskins. Eddie, thank you.
Eddie, it's the Commanders, bro. Come on now.
Eddie is like me. I still call them Redskins. Dave, I call them. I can't. I'm sorry.
Jed, can I be honest? I personally like the Washington football team. That was my that's what I was into that.
I didn't mind it, especially.
I didn't mind it either.
Things because then you could go a little dyslexic and go from
right.
I
was good with it, to be honest.
Eddie, always be the Redskins. Always be the Redskins. I grew up Cowboys, Redskins, Giants.
Cowboys and Indians. We get it.
I always grew up with that. Back, when my dad told me in the early '80s, he was like, "We hate those Redskins. We hate those Redskins." Okay, Dad, we hate Redskins. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
To me, very sorry, very sorry. But what we have to give our last comment of the day is Eileen, one of our special guests all the time that checks in. Thank God the Jets faced the Cowboys already. It would have looked a little better in our favor if we played them again now. But all right, you guys ready to get out of here?
Thanks for checking in, Eileen. Appreciate it.
Guys, let's get out of here. Listen, everybody out there, please, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, on all the social media accounts out there. This is us, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, live streaming 7 days a week. OTBS Box Sports, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, the Tiki Tiki Talk Talk. And also, after January 1st, all live episodes of Out of the Box Sports Entertainment will be uploaded to Spotify and iHeartRadio starting January 1st. So
wow.
Make sure that as well. So if you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe. And let's have some fun as Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. I will say last comment, but Joe Theismann caused me to swear my first swear word. Yeah, I agree with you.
Oh, wow.
Fond memories. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We are greatly appreciate it. We're going to get out of here. My name is Paul Spencer. That is the showstopper, Dave Yarnell. And that is Jen Luckman from 3 Chicks in a Pod, of course, on Tuesday nights, 7:30, Jen?
Yes, sir.
7:30. Please check they're out there, like our sister network out there. They help us out. We help them out as much as we can. So until then, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving. And Dave, as we always say before we get out of here,
go, boys, go.
You already know. We'll see you next week.